It's one of those things where in slow motion you can sign it. As you watch the puck, it's like, it's going, and you feel yourself start to stand, and you can feel all the people around you start to stand, and you're like, score! And that's the end of it. Everybody loses it at that point. That's when the high fives and the hugs, and it's not just that. It goes through the concourse where people are congratulating one another, people who are complete strangers. Everybody's elated. Our family, I have 2 daughters, Brittany and Kirsten, and my son, Billy. When they were growing up, we had one connection between all of us, and one of the biggest connections we had was we all loved the game of ice hockey. And as the kids were growing up, we would take them to the games, and as we collected little pieces of memorabilia from the various stadiums and the various players, it became a link to the family and something that when we would sit down at the dinner table, we could all talk about.
When we first built the house, we kind of came down the steps into this big, vast, open cavern at the bottom of the steps. Like, what can I do with this?
I said to my wife, I said, you know, honey, the living room, the dining room, the bathrooms, the bedrooms, you decorate them any way that you want. But I want to save the basement for my man cave.
He had boxes and boxes and so many different pieces of memorabilia stored so cautiously wrapped in, tissue paper. And he had posters that were rolled up in little tubes. And they had been, waiting their time in storage. And knowing what a Flyer fanatic he is, I knew what would happen. It would become a shrine.
Oh, the Peter Forsberg bobblehead doll. Every time any of my friends come down, they come over, they always got to tap Peter on the head, let him nod his head a little bit, and it's great. I love him. He's one of my favorite parts of the basement.
Shawnee Hill I saw first at a Flyers game when he was dancing between the periods to one of the songs. And I said to my daughter, Kirsty, I said, we've got to go get that guy's autograph. That's the dancing guy.
Fans like Bill are great because a team thrives from its history and its tradition. A lot of things between the Flyers and the Rangers, as the Rangers being an original 6 team, have been established.
Tell me about the New York Rangers.
Is this PG-rated show, R-rated show?
I think the New York Rangers, and I've been brought up to think this, oh man, one of the teams that we dislike the most as Flyers fans, for sure. Flyers rule, Rangers drool.
Definitely going into the arena there in Philly, it's quite a hectic atmosphere, and those fans do not like you very much and warm up there. They let you know that for sure, and it's going to be interesting to see how it goes outside in the big open space, see if we can hear them yelling at us or not.
They have the combs and they want the hair to look just right, and they're looking for, I have to endure 3 hours on this ice so that I can go out and have everybody pay attention to me. That's my perception of what a Rangers player is like. Flyers players, when you look at them, they're not looking for any attention from anybody. They're looking, if anything, to make connections with other fans. When I was watching 24/7 last year, one of the things that I was so appreciative is that when you watch local sports, what they will show you is the locker room interview where 6 guys come over with the microphones and they tell you what they wish to tell you, and it's not very insightful. And that's what I'm looking forward to this year, that maybe we'll get to see some of those things that I've wanted to see behind the scenes and I have no access to. But the HBO folks will take us there and show us those kind of things. There's so many emotions that surround each and every piece that's down here. When we collect something, we collect them for a variety of reasons. My wife gets a phone call from his mother. Pelle Lindbergh was in a car accident. And he was an important part of the team at the time. He was a great player. And it was just really hard for me. I actually wanted to go to a church to go and sit and pray, and I couldn't find one that was open. So I just had to sit there and listen on the radio and found out that he didn't make it.
or just remember how devastated my husband did feel in that situation. How could this happen? How could it happen? He just kept repeating over and over again.
Those of you who follow the Philadelphia Flyers know that's the kind of players they draft. You know that when he went out on the ice, and this is all we ever expect from any of the players, give us all that you have, and you will be a hero in our town. Unquestionably, Ian LaPerriere is my hero. I call him my hero because he's done so many things that he block pucks with his face, goes out and does public relations work. He's the one that would say, come in the locker room, interview me after a bad game because, I'll take the heat off the rest of the team. That's the kind of guy that Lappy is.
I had an opportunity to befriend Lappy on Twitter, and I decided I got to bring Lappy here. And I gave him the whole big, he's a big fan and he'll love it and this, and trust me, it's not weird. And sure enough, Lappy just responds to me like, just let me know where and when. And that at that point, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna bring probably the classiest guy to ever wear a Flyers uniform into the most passionate Flyers fan's house. This was a match made in heaven.
I was making some ground meat soup upstairs, and they said, we have somebody that we would like to show the basement. As I said, I was turning and facing the stove, and Shawnee walked in and said, I want you to meet my friend, Ian.
And my dad just kind of whips around the fastest I've ever seen him move, and he goes, oh my God, Lappy! And just kind of like grabs his hand, is like, I can't believe you're in my house.
It was like meeting the Godfather. He bowed down to it, and it was unbelievable.
He came down here, took a look at everything, saw his autographed puck, his autographed stick actually hanging on the wall, had long talks about the Flyers organization, and stayed for 2 hours. I had gone to one of the games, and they gave you a set of beads when you walked in, and it was just a set of beads. And I ordered some online, and I ordered some orange and black beads together, and I thought, this keeps all those memories right here with me. Very early for the games to make sure that we don't have any traffic, and we're not going to miss warm-up, and we're not going to miss anything. We always take the same route. We have a special parking pass. We always make sure that we park in a spot that's on the very end so nobody dings your doors when you go out.
The Flyers need fans like Bill, or then it just comes down to wins and losses. And record books don't make memories. You need the feelings, you need the emotion.
How are you doing today? Looking for a big win, eh?
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
Oh, absolutely. We always do.
My homemade sign case, special to hold them out. Got about 80 signs right now.
His passion for the game of hockey that he had as a youth growing up, it just kept multiplying.
Well, the claim to fame is that I have a Flyers emblem on my tooth, and here it is.
You can't meet Bill and at least not respect the Flyers when you're done. You can come in here a diehard fan of any other organization, and you're gonna look at that Flyer logo a little differently after meeting Bill.
What happens in Philadelphia is that we don't look for personal glory. We look for teams that gel and teams that come together. It's not about professions and sports and money. It's all about going to play a game that I love.